This is McCook's Mr. Bill. Honored to have you out here out in my backyard. They finally got everything mostly level and packed back in from replacing and putting in a brand new sewer line. An expensive ordeal to say the least. But you're here for a story. Okay. Well, I did a video telling that the price is too high for the illegal aliens to be here. Because again, if they weren't here, crime would be going down in the United States compared to the past times. Now I know the news media, they want to sell more paper, so they want to make it sound like it's the end times, if you will, like it's all going to hell in a handbag. The cops, they want to make it look worse so that they can increase their own wages and their own staff. As well as the government wants to find new ways to pass new legislation and make us live in fear so they can make more money without actually working. We get that too. But the truth of the matter is, crime is going down in the United States. That's just how it is. And for those people who think this is the end times, well, in the 1950s, when I was a kid, I had preachers come through every once in a while saying the world is coming to an end right now, any day. Well, in the 1970s, they was still saying the same thing. Or that Russia was going to invade us any day. All kinds of doom and gloom that they threw at us. But I'm here to tell you it didn't happen. Now, that ain't to say that each generation sees craziness and sees terrible things happen. When my wife and I first got married here in McCook, we had a suicide made national news, and as far as I'm concerned and what I hear, it's got to be one of the top suicides that ever happened within the United States. See, it was an old lady. She was almost 80 years old, that old lady. That's right. And the woman committed suicide. How? Well, she hung herself. That's right. And she hung herself with her hands tied behind her back. And at the same time, she stabbed herself, she shot herself, and she set her house on fire. And yep, the city of McCook, they called it a suicide. You bet. Crazy things happen. And that wasn't the only thing. We was first married there, and there was a husband and wife here in McCook, and they had a threesome with another woman. I believe they called it a threesome back then. I don't know. Be that as it may, the parents of the woman they was messing around with, well, they didn't like it. So the man, the husband, he talked them into coming over to his house here in McCook, and he killed them. And he didn't know what to do with the bodies, so he just chopped them up, little pieces. And then he took and he dumped them at all the local lakes. So if you think craziness and insanity is a thing just of the 2015 or this immediate time period in history, you'd be totally mistaken. Each generation sees craziness. The key is to use common sense. Not government common sense, because they have none. Not corporation common sense, because that's just the profit line. But rather the people themselves saying there's a better way. There's a better way than being the Hatfields and the McCoys, or there's a better way of just simply getting along. That doesn't say bend over, but just to get along. It's McCook's Mr. Bill saying, we've come a long way. Crime is down, and we want it to stay down. And one of the ways, though, is to secure the border. Rate this film.